There's another reason we might struggle with the notion of religious experiences, particularly the private ones. And that is that there's no verification that we can offer for having the experience. Many experiences are doubted if they cannot be verified. I want you to think about it. You see something strange, you hear something strange, and you automatically look around and say to someone else who's there with you, did you see that? Did you hear that? Am I going crazy? We look for verification when there are accidents or other sort of incidents that perhaps say the police need to be involved in. They want as many eyewitness statements as possible so they can find the threads that are common to get a picture of what has happened. We tend to trust those experiences that can be verified. But religious experiences cannot be verified. We cannot corroborate religious experiences. Saint Teresa of Avila, remember, felt Christ at her side. She couldn't see it with the eyes of the body nor with those of the soul, and yet she knew he was there. Except she can't go, hey, do y'all see Jesus here with me? She can't get corroboration. She can't get verification. And very often, people will have conflicting religious experiences. More often than not, the conflicting religious experiences will come from conflicting religious doctrines. But there is a problem where not only can we not verify the experience, but we have conflicting testimony that might nullify the experience. So not being able to verify the experience is in fact problematic for some people. Here's the thing, though. We may not be able to verify it. We may attempt to explain that there's a natural explanation. None of that proves that God doesn't exist. None of that proves that God does exist, however. So the lack of verification, the natural explanations, don't prove that the religious experience is not evidence of God's existence. The problem is that the report of religious experience is not evidence to prove that God exists. When it comes to religious experiences, more often than not, what we are confronted with is a situation where we're preaching to the choir. It might be that a religious experience can change an individual's point of view if that individual is the one who had the experience. Okay, I've known someone. I know someone who was not religious. She's a fellow philosopher. She's not religious. She went to church on Christmas Eve, I believe it was, with her husband and his family. Her husband's family is religious. And during the service, she said she could just feel that God was there and that he was real. And she has believed ever since. But she says, I can't offer you evidence. I'm not going to be able to convince you that he's real if you don't already believe. She says, I can just tell you that's what I came out of the experience with. And that's okay. But religious experiences will not convince the people who didn't have them. more often than not. While it might bolster the beliefs of someone who already believes, it will not convert the heathen. Does that make sense?